In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey y'all. Getting ready to go live. Getting ready to go live on the WBNN. I'm getting ready to call in, y'all. So y'all come on, share this with somebody, I invite you to call in and be a part of the show live on air. So call in. I'm gonna post the number once I get live, y'all. But come on, share this with somebody, Join the conversation. Let me pull up my Yes. Y'all come on, share this with somebody. If you are a poet, I want to challenge you to come on and join me and share your poetry. I got to get in, y'all. Got to call in.
Enter your PIN followed by the pound key. If you are not you are joining the online studio. Your line is muted. Only the host can unmute your line. Raise your hand using *2 so the host knows when you want to speak.
NQ, £1. Start. Yeah, 3 minutes. I guess I'm in queue. Yeah, we getting ready to go live. Should have some music playing in the background. Alexa, play some music. Alexa, play modern gospel.
The station, Gospel Now Radio, free on Amazon Music.
One minute, y'all. 1 minute.
He's not just seated upon the throne. I know he's right here inside my home. I've got a treasure here in my heart, and in my weakness, it won't.
I had to take this sweater off. What's the name on up under here? I need this sweater on. I be getting cold.
He shuts the lion's mouth. Go ask those Hebrew boys if he'll stick by your side. They will identify the sportsmen in the fire. They'll tell you, he's in the room. He's in the room. I've got a treasure here in my heart, and in my weakness, it won't depart.
Should be going live now. Alexa off. Waiting for my producer to come on and let us go live. Y'all share this with somebody. Share this with somebody. I don't know what is going on with this.
Enter your PIN followed by pound key. If you are not a TalkShoe member, you are joining the online studio. Your line is muted. Only the host can unmute your line. Raise your hand using *2 so the host knows when you want to speak. You will now enter the host. Muted. All right, we got it right in. So we're going to start it. We should have line through there. I'm telling you, God let that stuff through tonight because I'm trying to block you to get on the radio show.
Well, I've been on. It had me on hold.
No, you couldn't coach you. You're the only line that couldn't be brought in. So whatever's going on, it's rectified now. So
Well,
quite a mistake. The call letters y'all. So you've been in Nigeria for a second. Recording started.
welcome. I want to welcome everyone to the WBNN live from Lagos, Nigeria. I am Queen Angela right here on Walking in Purpose with Angela. I am your 2023 International Internet Radio Hall of Fame Broadcasting Enshrinee. I'm also the 2023 Anna Waddell Award winner. Shout out to Clever One, our new Anna Waddell Award winner. Y'all, tonight you're tuned in to our 3,946 presentation of Ngozi Time Multimedia. Y'all, tonight's topic, being intentional about your purpose. And tonight, I tell you, my guests, they are definitely walking in purpose. They are definitely being intentional about their purpose. I got two doctors in the building, both poets, both are doing some amazing things, impacting lives in their own way. I'm excited to have them on tonight. So I encourage you guys that are tuned in virtual, the web, I encourage you guys to call in to 717-734-6904. Make sure you press 533-4929 to gain access to the studio. And then once you gain access, it's going to ask you for a passcode. That's £1. And then if you want to join the conversation and talk, chat live with us, you're going to have to press that *2 to join the conversation. I tell you, tonight is going to be amazing. But I want to honor the late Dr. Nikki Giovanni. I want to share a piece of poetry. Y'all know I here lately have gotten into poetry. And this come out of one of the poetry books that I released this year. Part of a 3-book series, The Legacy Chronicle, A Journey Through Time and Eternity. So I'm going to share this one, and y'all, it's titled Purpose. Unveiling Purpose. So, P, pondering the depths we seek to unveil, understanding the mysteries that prevail, reaching for meaning in the shadows that veer, pursuing the truth, dispelling all fear, opening our hearts to the calling unknown, seeking our purpose in whispers and tone, embracing the journey, the path to explore. That's that piece, y'all. Purpose. Y'all, I want to thank y'all for tuning in to Walking in Purpose with Angela on tonight. Y'all know I don't take it lightly that you join me. I'm going to move on out the way, and I'm going to bring up my guests. I'm going to bring them up one by one, allow them to share. And then, y'all, we're going to talk about this topic. And then we're going to share some poetry. And then we're going to open up that line. Y'all know we are a talk radio. So we like for y'all to join the conversation. That means you dial in, get off the internet, dial in, call in, pick up the phone, press those digits, dial in, press talk, chat with my amazing guests, as well as share your poetry on tonight. So tonight I want to bring up, I know normally y'all we accustomed to bringing up our queens first, but tonight, y'all, I want to bring up our king first because I just want to. How about that? So bring up Dr. Carrie Brackets. Are you there tonight?
Good evening, everyone. How is everyone doing?
We great. How are you?
I'm good. Blessed and highly. I am deeply humbled to be on the show tonight. Thank y'all so much for inviting me. Especially, paying honor to, one of my mothers, Nikki Giovanni.
Yes.
I'm still, I'm not hurt, but I miss her.
Right.
I miss her somewhere because it's like you lost not a family member, but an ancestor.
Right.
We know she's in a better place, but at the same time, it's a distance.
Right.
So I feel trying to, still trying to get over, the news, still trying to, wrap my mind around, where do we go from here? Because this is one of the giants from, our community that gave us the voice, that gave us the power to express ourselves, to give us the power to, be not only, to be strong in our truth, be strong with ourselves.
Right.
So I'm deeply honored tonight. So thank y'all so much for the opportunity. And I'm excited. I'm excited to, join the conversation.
Well, thank you for joining. And I would love for you to share with the audience just a little bit about Dr. Carrie. Who is Dr. Carrie?
Absolutely. So I am Dr. Carrie Brackett, proudly from Birmingham, Alabama, USA. I am a writer, author, professor, entrepreneur, blah, blah, blah. So I actually got started with in writing when I was a young man, basically trying to use an avenue to basically express myself. I was one of those quiet kids, so I had the tendency to swallow my feelings, and I needed an avenue to actually express myself. So I actually turned to poetry to actually do that. And it was funny, we're talking about our great writers. I turned to, the likes of your Langston Hughes, your Mary Baracas, Nikki Giovanni, Frank Sanchez, to actually see the strength as far as being expressive about our truth. And basically after that, went to college, went to graduate school, got my doctorate, so on and so forth. And basically, I told myself that I wanted to commit myself, to a career where not only I'm elevating myself as a writer, but I want to elevate others as well. Just because, I truly believe in the power of the written word and the spoken word as well. Especially for our community, because, think about this for a moment. And at one point in time, it was against the law for people like us to read and write. And it's, we think about that, nowadays, the power behind expressing ourselves, the power to communicate, the power to elevate each other, just by simple conversation.
Right.
And so now, I dedicate myself, my career to, elevating others. That's through, teaching college courses at Miles College for HBCU here in Alabama. That's through, me writing poetry and books and so on and so forth. Just released my first novel, Shadows at Sundown. Just got released this past October. Doing really well. And yeah, this, like I said, basically I'm super excited, to continue this career, as a writer, as a professor, just to not only elevate myself, but also to elevate others. So that's my plan.
Wow. That is amazing. That is definitely purpose. You found your purpose. You found that you're supposed to be doing to impact the universe, because we all have something that we're supposed to be doing to impact lives. I tell people oftentimes, we didn't get dropped out of the sky. We were strategically placed here to impact in whatever way that we were supposed to impact. So you're definitely doing that in your own rights. Definitely want to know, how have you tied your poetry, your writing, into from your personal life into your professional life, or do the two intertwine?
Oh, they intertwine. It was so interesting. Like I said, growing up, basically, I used poetry to, help, my fear as far as public speaking, that kind of thing. And the more I performed, the more I wrote, the more confidence I got into public speaking. And in turn, me writing poems, me publishing books and so on and so forth, it turned into me, getting an opportunity to actually teach college courses, mainly English composition, literature, and so on and so forth. And then even now, where now I am, advising, other writers and in college as far as publishing, performing, and so on and so forth, while also, looking at the greats, and how they wrote, how they spoke, that kind of thing. But at the same time, allowing students to find their own voice, give them the confidence to, tell their own story. So, my experience basically, it's interesting, like basically, I started, it used to be where, I thought it was probably just for me, but I found that it's more towards elevating others. And seeing the light bulb come on when they see, hey, this is something that I want to do. This is something that benefits me. This is something that I can use to elevate other people that they have the same story, but may not have the same confidence.
Wow. That I'm telling you, that's my message all the time. Like, I was just telling, I don't know if it was Shanette or Shaneria, but we was just having this conversation. But I was telling them, and I believe this because one of my mentors, she tell me this all the time. She said that you do for other, God will do for you. So I believe that if you're desiring something for yourself, if you pour it and you sow it into someone else, then you have no choice but to reap what you sown. So with you saying that, yeah, I truly believe that. I'm gonna go ahead and bring up our next guest, Dr. Chen. She is actually like, wow, she's near and dear to my heart. She's one of the amazing hosts over on the Crew podcast. For those that follow and support me on a constant basis, I am the visionary behind the Crew podcast, and she is one of them divas over there on the Crew podcast. Dr. Chen, are you there?
I'm there. Greetings, blessings to the listeners. It's an honor and a privilege to give thanks for bringing us together to have this type of a conversation, because, I don't take time too often. I'm really hailing right now out of St. Croix. We refer to it as I. the space of rivers here in the Virgin Islands, and it's really a pleasure to be able to have this opportunity to share some word, sound, power, and strength around those vibrations that you've already shared. I have an opportunity to tune in with you frequently with the Crew podcast with a phenomenal, I got to make sure I say that, a phenomenal collective of sister queens, and having an opportunity to work through the publication portion that you have really spearheaded to make sure that persons have an opportunity to publish creative works, creative poetic verse, prose, etc. is always an honor and a privilege as well. And tonight, I'm very excited on the different areas, the different elements that we'll be able to share together. And it's always wonderful to be able to offer some context to things that are linked to culture, healing, arts, technology, and spirituality, because it really restores life, and it facilitates our ability to not get caught up in the distractions that are very common sometimes, and that we just get into like a low-hanging element instead of highlighting the elevation. So I'm really excited about this evening. I'm again giving word, sound, power, and strength for the newly ascended ancestress, the Honorable Dr. Nikki Giovanni. We pray that her journey into Cristau Viamenta, the heavenly realms, is unfettered, not interfered with, very peaceful, and that the family and friends, students, fans are able to balance on what may appear to be lost, but now you really have to worry about what she does. Now you really have to think about her spiritual energy that is eternal, right? And it just made me reflect as I was listening to the illustrious doctor, that it made me remember seeing her present a keynote at Massachusetts College of Liberal Arts in 2019. And it was just amazing to see that even in her realm of eldership, she still had that niche. She was going to tell you that she might forget what she's going to say, but she didn't forget it. So it's just wonderful to be able to reflect on her. And I know there's a particular piece that always stuck for me, and I'm sure everybody remembers it, and that's ego tripping. So I'm looking forward for us to speak some truth and bring it into the heights as we deal with these conversations.
Well, I want you to share with those that are listening a little bit about yourself, if you would.
Of course. Because we tend to talk about it. Academics and intellectuals get to talk about themselves a lot. So sometimes we forget to do that in these types of platforms because we think we're doing it over again. So I'll give the short, concise version, yeah? So persons refer to me as a griot, and giving story, narrative that follows our ancestral legacy into contemporary times. I also serve as an educator, currently a professor at the University of the Virgin Islands, and specific to Caribbean studies and communication technologies. I have the opportunity to serve as a communication technologist, so a lot of persons look for that type of skill set in a lot of my work, which extends to serving as a creative artist, an activist that uses art for our activism. And I am also a cultural heritage researcher. Persons refer to me in a variety of ways. My most important part of my bio is that I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I also am an ordained priestess. So I have the honor and privilege to provide that spiritual guidance and support, again, as I said earlier, around culture, heritage, arts, technology, and spirituality, but specific to ministerial work that helps our families, helps our women grow, helps our men grow, and keep our children balanced and strong, yeah? And part of my other background is around holistic naturopathic therapeutics. So I have the opportunity to just help persons to do things as naturally as possible. And I do work around what people in the West refer to as doula, and as a Sangoma in the African tradition, so that we can help families. Again, the mother gives birth, but the father has to be present to offer strength and stability. So we really work on helping families to deal with natural birthing as much as possible, and that is taking me literally around the globe. And then just being involved in communitarian efforts, really helping around areas that move beyond the barriers of colonization. As quiet as it's kept, there are still many colonies in the global community, so we work very diligently to use the most effective means possible, especially through education and activism that allows for communities to address ways in which to decolonize, to self-empower, to be economically stable, and of course sustainable, which means we have to deal with our environment and our environment at the same time. I think that would be a good place to feed forward.
Wow. And an understatement, because I see all that you do. I watch you. I follow you, and of course, I knew that when Millie connected us, I knew that she was connecting me with someone powerful, because that's all she ever does. So I was just humbled as I just watched you. I tell you, this season has been nothing shy of amazing on the Crew podcast, because you came in ablazing and you haven't stopped. And I see you, and you are doing so much. And I thank you. We actually have a caller in queue, y'all. We got a caller in queue. We got caller number 1 calling in. Caller number 1, if you would, tell me your name and where you're calling from.
Hey girl, it's Jerry Petito from New Jersey.
Hey Jerry.
How are you, sweetheart?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Good. I want to say hello to both of your guests. I enjoyed listening to everything they both said. I have so much in common with your queen there, because I also am a naturopathic and nutritional health coach and all that good stuff. So, wow, beautiful. But I have a poem I would love to share tonight.
Okay.
Okay. This is in my book, and it's called My Story. I thought I'd share my story in a more poetic way to give you guys some insight on what I want to say. I grew up in a crazy Italian home where boundaries did not exist. No such thing as personal space. As I grew up, I started to resist. My sign is a Pisces, and it really holds true. I'm artistic and curious with all that I do. My heart on my sleeve is where it was worn. That good and that bad fish always made me feel torn. There was to explore. My bucket list was huge. It got me into trouble, from art school into drugs, traveling all over, some bugs, getting pregnant, then married, and of course came divorce. I loved myself unmanaging with force. Outside of the boxes, whenever I wronged. I fought structure and rules and never regretted. I only worried when needed. Small stuff, never sweated. Being self-employed too young and making too much money, it got me into trouble. Now life was not so funny. Being so young and being so sick, I woke up and thought I need help quick. So I stopped all the crap and begged God to hear me. He saved me that day, and he decided to spare me. He saved my life and gave me my calling. Now go help others, the ones that are falling. My entire life since I was young was finding the broken who I was among. 33 years later, God said, write your book. I smiled and thought, okay, now I know this is what it took. I'll never regret my choices because I'm the person I am today. I'll always pay it forward if I can help in any way. My passion on my radio show, too, I love helping others. It's what I'm made to do. My life-changing once made. Over 33 years now, my debt has been paid. Here you go, girl.
Wow.
Nice. Thank you.
Wow.
God saved my life 33 years ago, guys, and I pay it forward. And I'm listening to you guys, and I'm like, wow, you guys are beautiful. All three of you.
Wow. You are too.
Reciprocated.
And your guest from last night, Jerry is, she don't like to share her accolades, but Jerry, and sometimes I mess up all of them, but Jerry has been inducted into the International Radio Hall of Fame. I think she has like 2 or 3 records over there. I think she's enshrined as a broadcaster and as a lifetime achiever. And I think she's won the Anna Waddell Award twice, as well as we have a Battle of the Stars. I think she's won that twice. She's beat me twice. I know, because I've had to go up against her twice. Like, y'all, she's my competition. She is the reason why I have to go so hard, because Brother O put me in between 2 amazing hosts that are enshrined into the Hall of Fame. They are in the International Lifetime Achievers. They are Anna Waddell Award winners, and they always win in the Battle of the Stars. So I have no choice but to push. So you see why I push, Doctor?
Absolutely. Well, I have to say that Cooney's messaging me that you're amazing too, and you are. Okay? Listen, you will steal my crown from last night tonight, okay? Fingers crossed, girl. You're going to get the championship.
Well, thank you.
I want to tell you who my guest is in January. There's a reason why you need to know. Okay? It's our honeybee, our brother O. And we're going to do a show together called A Conversation Between Friends on January 7th.
Wow.
Okay?
Way to kick off the new year. Well, thank you, Jerry.
I want to make the record straight. I got to make the record straight to the 2 wonderful doctors, and of course, Angela Thomas, so that the world knows what she's done. In 2019, International Radio Hall of Fame Broadcasting and Shrining. In the same year, she won her Award, which is the Anna Waddell Award for Excellence. She's never won it twice. Only one person's ever won it twice. That's only about platoon. But however, she is the 2021 International Radio Hall of Fame Broadcasting Lifetime Achiever, Jersey Jewel, Jerry Petito.
Look who's talking. He's got accolades as well. And Angela, she's stealing my crown. Don't worry. It's going to happen, all right? Listen, I love you guys. God bless all of you.
Well, thank you for always calling in and supporting. Jerry, of course, is one of the hosts here on the network. Y'all, we have quite a few amazing hosts on the network. But I just want to thank you guys. I asked you guys if you would prepare a piece for tonight to share, or bring a piece to share something of your own. I know that you both are poets in your own right. Actually, Dr. Carey is one of the nominees for the 2025 Poet of the Year. So I'm excited about that. We want to share some poetry. So, Dr. Chin, do you have anything you want to share poetry tonight?
Absolutely. Let's go straight to the publication, Footprints in the Sands of Time, The Legacy Chronicles, A Journey Through Time and Eternity. By the way, edited and brought together by Sister Queen Angela Thomas. Oh, how about that? All right, we're going to share this piece, one of the trees that I have in here, called Yo Recuerdo. It means I remember. I remember not knowing how to fit in life situations, making me alien almost everywhere. I remember learning, actually growing, being bullied to welcome, taste, touch, smell, sight, and sound affirming, being an incomplete person by non-kinfolk who look different, talk different, live different, by kinfolks who look the same, talk the same, live the same, saying, all we are one, living as betrayer and chastiser, saying, you ain't born here, You need to go back where you come from. You have an alien and different culture. Life is a transcultural, transplanted, yuca-fed, mango bread, indigenous, Africana, Dominicana, so-called Afro-Hispanic, Latina, American, being a child of an omnipotent creator. It could have been worse, as it has been for others before us. Some check out early. Our divine cause is greater. Ancestral wise ones will not let you go until it is time. Grow forward in strength. To a point. Yo recuerdo. I remember.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
That's the English version.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful. Truly, what inspired that particular piece?
I didn't hear the last portion. Say it again.
What inspired that particular piece?
Growing up being from the Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
and being what people like to call migrants, or moving into spaces in the northeast U.S. and it's like 4 parts to that particular piece. It's a longer piece of sharing what that vibration, that shift is, being a person of African ancestry,
Mm-hmm.
navigating through spaces that are socially different, and not only language, but more so just the cultural nuances that were different, So, and it was this part of, some of it is definitely linked to my own lived experience. And then sharing that, I write a lot when I was younger, and as I grew and became a mother and then a grandmother, I shared these. This was my way of telling the story without it sounding so rough.
Right.
Poetry has a way that you can say it, and it can still be a teachable moment, but it's not so harsh.
Right.
That people just block out the truth. Yeah.
Right. And that is a way of leaving something empowering and leaving something, because our topic tonight, what it's being intentional about purpose and how to keep our flame lit. And in doing my studies over the last couple months, that word flame, it's just like what it was given to me. It's like the spirit deal with me with words, and that word flame, it stands for being focused, knowing that you are limitless because of what's on the inside of you, that you can do anything if you learn to tap into the spirit realm. That's come with being aligned, that A in flame, aligned. And then how you keep that flame going is by staying motivated. How do you stay motivated? And then the E stands for empower. Once you get empowered, paying it forward, like both of you guys are saying, sharing, being teachers, y'all are pouring and sowing seeds into others. And it's just amazing. Mr. Carey, if you would, I would love for you to share a piece.
Absolutely. I guess I do this one. I actually shared this one as part of my testimony. It's called Kids. It's interesting when you hear about the one who calls you daughter or son, yet his name was not on the birth certificate. How could there be an intimate relationship when there was no sale, no compass, no...
wrap you with his grace, that you never see his face. All it takes is a moment of silence. As the quietness has you thinking about his mercy, his everlasting love that overcomes any self-doubt that appears in your life, he turns your I can't to that I will. A moment as a victim to a story of victory. History has an interesting thing of keeping the receipts of your downfall. His expression, just by putting his name next to yours.
It kicked me out, so I got to get back on. I don't know what's going on with that. That's never happened. Yeah, that ain't never happened before. I don't know what's going on, but it kicked me out. So now I got to get back in.
Enter your PIN followed by the pound key. If you are joining the online studio. Your line is muted. Only the host can unmute your line. Raise your hand using *2 so the host knows when you want to speak. You will now enter the conference. Muted. Recording started.
Because it's so important for all of us to be able to share and care
Unmuted.
about the roads diverge in a yellow wood. And sorry, I couldn't travel both and be on travel along. I could and look down as far as I could to where it ends in the undergrowth. And then took the other just as it there and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted where. So as for the past and there, have worn they're really about the same. And both that morning equally laid and leaves no step at trodden black. Oh, I thirst for another day, yet knowing how leads on the way. I doubt if I should ever come back, I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in wood. And I took the lesser travel by. And that has made all of the difference. And now back to answer Thomas.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I don't know what's going on, but it's a lot of I don't know what's going on. But anyhow, I hope that you guys can hear me because it's never happened. I've never got kicked off before, but I just got kicked off. The enemy be busy, boy. Dr. Chin, I know you have a lot going on, and you are doing a lot. How have you managed to truly be intentional about your purpose and incorporate it in everything that you do?
I would be remiss if I were to say that it was about the singular me. It's about a collective that's grounded in my knowingness of the power of the Creator by all the names which we use. So whether people are saying Netzah, Oludumare, Jehovah, Yahweh, God, all those terms. If it were not for that force, that infinite creative force and source that I have had to openly surrender to, then most of the things that I do, which may appear like a lot, and sometimes those of us that do work and do it from the heart, beyond the mind, we are authentically always thinking that we can do more. And so it's been with that type of intentionality of person really pushing, but at the same time just letting it be. Doing as much as I am to restore truth, justice, order, reciprocity, balance, divine righteousness, and harmony, which is an ancestral principle that people refer to as ma'at, in what I do, in what I live, and praying that it's reciprocated. And even when it's not, making sure that I keep the highest form of that purpose, that highest form of not just having a purpose, but living that purpose, and making sure that I give the grace and the honor and the reverence, to ancestors embraced by our Creator.
Wow.
Short version.
Wow. Yes. You dropping some nuggets tonight. I tell you, you definitely are dropping some nuggets tonight. I'm honored to be in your midst. I often, like I say, I'm often back behind the scenes listening to the conversations that you have, and it's always about empowering. It's always about staying connected and grounded to our ancestors, and remembering those that have come before us, and trying to create a legacy. So I thank you for that. I do, because you may not realize it, but you are one of the ones that keep me going, keep me thinking that I can do more. Thinking that I can do more, like I truly believe that. And I'm grateful for people like you, because it's people like you that make me get that, and gravitate to that. So just thank you for just showing up and being who you are. I have to give a shout out to Brother O, because I didn't hear all of the poem because I don't know what was going on, but what I did hear, he is amazing with everything that he do. But thank you for sharing that. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be half of the person that you guys think I am, especially with the Crew podcast. If it was not for him, there would be no Crew podcast. He is the reason that I do what I do over at the Crew podcast. He is the reason. 5 years, April, I will be a part of this network. So I'm grateful, and I hope to see 5 more and 5 more and 5 more. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely grateful, just for the opportunity to be able to share, and hopefully, pay it forward to someone coming behind me. You know, hopefully someone will be able to see something and say, "Hey, I want to press forward. I want to move past where I am to, strive for something better." Dr. Carey, how have being intentional about your purpose played into um, you being a professor, and being able to touch those kids' lives that you come in contact with?
I would say that basically being truthful with myself, understanding my strengths, and also understanding that I'm only human, and then forgive myself for them. It has allowed me to take a look at the inventory within myself. It also humbles me, especially like if I have like all the accomplishments It when I go to the classroom, so on and so forth, I always tell the kids all the time that it's not a monologue, it's a dialogue. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm teaching them something and they're teaching me something. And it has allowed me to see different perspectives, see different viewpoints of the world. And it also allows me to recognize that there are different talents, different energies that are necessary, to keep things moving, to keep things, going. So with that, like my sister was saying, as far as recognizing those before us that have paved the way. One thing that we also got to remember that they were accessible, where they were able to reach others in a way that people are not intimidated with their presence or with their energy. And I always try to, emulate that, with my students or with anybody. Yes, we have doctors. Yes, we're writing books and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, we still want to be able to, be accessible to those that, want to better themselves, want to learn, want to, gain more knowledge, want to basically become better people.
Right.
So all that, I know there's a long answer, but basically just being truthful with ourselves, with myself, and then also being humble to accept other truth as well.
Wow. Well, y'all, we have another caller. We have caller number 2 in queue. Caller number 2, if you could, please tell me where you're calling in from in your name.
Hello, my Queen Angela. It's Ava Holly. How are you? And I'm calling from New Jersey, right outside of Atlantic City. How are you tonight?
I'm great. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah, I'm so glad to hear your voice and your guests. Oh my God, they're just so uplifting. So I'm so excited to be on the call tonight. You never know what nights you're going to make it on, and I'm not so good health-wise at night, so it's always a little tough. Yet I'm so happy to be here. I got permission to share 2 little poems with you. One is very short, and there's a story behind both of them. So let me get into it so I don't take up a lot of time. So this first poem was written 7 years ago when I very first met the amazing Jerry Petito. So I don't know if she remembers this. I know she's still listening. But when I first met her and she had me on one of her shows, I wrote her a poem. And this is the poem, and it's called The Spirit Within. You never know when it's going to shine, our spirit within. We were born in the same year, just a few months apart. Paths never crossed, and many roads were different. Yet many roads were the same. Our spirit within. Our personality plus, attracted to my wild, spirited personality. Lover of Elvis, lover of life, lover of the fun of life, our spirit within. Now that our paths have converged, life is richer because of that, because of you, Jerry Petito, our spirit within. Catch it while we can. Timing is that of a higher calling. You never know when it's going to shine, our spirit within. So that was for Jerry when I first met her, and I just thought it was appropriate since she came on and read one of her beautiful poems, so empowering. And then the other thing I have We talked about how to keep the flame alive and how you do things to be positive. So I started a line of empowering purses, and they benefit charities, 21 charities across the country. And right now I have a bigger project going on, so they have taken a little bit of a back burner, yet we're still working them. We just did a diabetes awareness thing with the bags and donated to the diabetes causes as well. Yet in each purse, there's an empowering message. And I wrote all of those, and there's like 12 different ones. And so they're very short and simple, yet they just kind of give you a little empowerment. So this one is called How. And the bags are based on who, what, when, where, why, and how. So this one is called How. It is. How do we make it through? Is it prayer? Is it meditation, yoga, running, sitting still, stroking a pet, walking on the shore or the sand, swimming, biking? How is the thought put into action? How is your creative energy? How is what you get to your happy? How is your way? With your goodness, with your energy, with your attitude. How? So that goes inside one of the purses so people can get inspired when they open them up. They also have little gifts and things inside. So anyway, I just wanted to share those with you. I love your show tonight. I love your guests, and your spirit and your energy is just pouring out, and it's taking me in. So thank you for that.
Well, I thank you, Ava, for always coming on, sharing. I love those inspirational poems, and I thank you that you said you did 7 years ago for Jerry. It still resonates right here today, because that is Jerry, and it speaks. I often say that poetry it's like prophecy, because you can write poetry years ahead of years ahead of time, because I have a guy that often visits my program. He wrote a bunch of poems 30 years ago, but these poems are speaking right now to what's going on in society and what's going on right now in this world. So I don't believe that it's a coincidence. I tell people that it's very important that we align. That's a part of flame, aligning to that. That's how we stay connected to our spirit, aligned. But thank you, Ava, for stopping by and sharing, always being a vessel, always paying it forward. If you would, when is your next show?
My next show is coming up next week. So we have Monday evening, the Smart ASS Network, always sensational and spectacular. That's at 8 p.m. And then on Wednesday, I'll be back on this Stories Network, both the same companies, branches off as the Smart ASS. And then Wednesday, I'll be back at 9:30. So next week, guys, is the Power Week. So hope you can tune in. And thank you. I love your guests.
Well, thank you. We have another caller. We have caller number 3 in queue. Caller number 3, if you would, please state your name and where you're calling from.
Hi, Angela. This is not the ordinary. This is unique. How you doing? I'm calling from Texas.
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine. I just want to call in and support your show and just read one of the poems that's in. I'm co-authoring in one of your books, Footprints in the Sand.
Amen.
My poem is spoken word. We can never say that we're without flaws or mistakes than anyone else. Every day is a process we must learn, grow, and go through. We all make mistakes, but long as we are true to ourselves and others, then we mastered something great. Spoken words are what we have. Losing a loved one can leave us in despair, knowing when we can breathe again or even come up for air. Through our struggles, we gain strength. The ones we love never go away. We learn to cope from day to day, spoken words are all we have. The words we say are innocent and pure, but the memories we give us strength to endure. In the quiet of each day, many tears might fall, making us feel like our backs are against the wall. As we see the footprints in the sand, we know you're always holding our hand. But through it all, spoken words are all we have by Unique. And I just want to let you know I thank you for giving me the opportunity, and that all of us pour into each other to help us grow. And I'm thankful for being a part of WBNN as well. Brother O, he's awesome. And to me, WBNN stands for all of us willing bosses nailing the network with faith, purpose, and praise. And I want you to be blessed on tonight.
Well, thank you for calling in. If you would, please tell the listeners how they can tune in to your next show.
My next show will be next Tuesday at 9:30 on WBNN. And I would love for y'all to join in and hear me speak and tell my purpose as well.
Well, thank you, and have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. We have another caller in queue, y'all. We have caller number 4 in queue. And while we listening to the caller, I want my guests to be thinking of all of their contact information and how individuals can connect with them, because that's what I want them to share next. Caller number 4, if you would, please.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. Peace and blessings, Sister Angela, and peace and blessings to your guest. I'm grateful for what all you do and Brother O, and what we do to inspire and encourage people around the world. And I love you because you are a spirit that is so gentle and full of faith in the Almighty. I have a poem, if it's all right to do, if it's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Young man, young woman, you are a gift from above. Hear me, for I was young too. Why isn't there peace in you? Your ancestors are crying for you. Look back to the middle passage and hear our voices. Young man, young woman, listen, the knife is at your heart and the bullet is after your soul. The universe is within you. Reach and take control. Anger solves no problem. Knowledge of self is the key. You are black and beautiful, and the stars surround you. It's time to take your place as a sister or brother, not war against each other. Listen to the wind. Feel the sun in your blood. Rise to the occasion and bring peace to one another with love of the heart. Grab hold to the universe. Bring power to yourself and others around you. Young man, young woman, rise, young sister. Rise, young brother.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow, that's nice, Sister Betsy. Sister Betsy is our new commissioner. She will be our new commissioner effective January the 2nd, 2025. I am truly excited. I tell you the journey that this young lady has been through. And I say young because nothing don't get old but clothes. So the journey that she have been through since I've met her has been nothing but an example of resilience, that will and the will that will not let you quit. Is her. I'm excited about this new venture, this new elevation, this new step that she's about to take that's about to not just, a title for here at the network, but it gives her an opportunity to be an outlet within the community. So I'm excited for her and what's about to take place. I don't count it lightly. I did not take that position lightly. It is definitely something that can help take you to the next level. So I'm excited for you, Sister Betsy. I'm always praying for you. I call your name out every morning on our prayer line. So know that I love and appreciate you. We have caller number 5. I'm sorry, Sister Betsy, you still there? I'm sorry.
Oh, yes. Yes. I wanted to say thank you so much for your words of encouragement. And my show is on December the 31st. I will be helping bring into the new year peace and love. And thank you to your guests for telling his story. And thank you so much for being who you are, Angela.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Before I bring caller number 5 on, I want to give my guests an opportunity to tell you guys how you can connect with them. Definitely Dr. Chen, because I don't know if she have to leave because again, her time is different from us too. So I don't know what her schedule is, but I truly appreciate her sacrificing and coming on because I see her working. I see her impacting. I see her making a difference. I see her wanting to be that change that she desired to see, and she's doing it through being intentional about her purpose. So how can we support the things that you are doing, Dr. Chen? How can we follow you? How can we stay connected?
I'm grateful for the opportunity and giving a lot of thanks and a lot of praise and a lot of reverent respect. I want to make sure I highlight that for the work that you're doing, Sister Queen. No other. A privilege to be in the presence, and I'm really grateful. I don't know Brother O, but I'm going to get to know Brother O. It's coming. And so I'm grateful for just the platform and the network in that regard. So persons can either look for Speaks, that's AST, Speaks with an S, and it's on YouTube as well as Facebook and Instagram. I don't do the Snapchat because sometimes my stuff is not just snappable. It's a little bit long. And then persons can also look for me at Chinzira Kahina, CHENZIRA, Kahina. And some of the platforms you'll find me on are connected to, they'll say either just Dr. Chen or Queen Mother, Dr. Chinzira. So persons can link with me in that regard. And there's several opportunities if persons have something more close, what we refer to as shetic, because nothing is really a secret, because most of the time we think we're saying things that are in secret, but it's just a respectful, confidential, if you will, engagement. You can email me at askspeaks, ASTSPEAKS, @gmail.com as well. And of course, just look for the first and third at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Crew podcast as well, because that's available on YouTube and Facebook as well. And if none of that lets you get to me, just reach out to Sister Queen, Missionary Angela. She'll find me.
Amen. Amen. Definitely would do that. Dr. Carey, if you would, how can we stay connected to you? How can we reach out to you?
Absolutely. You can follow me on my website. It's carrybpoetry.com. That's KERRY. Me as a boy, poetry.com. And Carrie B Poetry, that's my handle on all social media. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and so forth. You can also find my books on Amazon and Kindle as well. Just look for Dr. Carey Grandkids. That's with 2 T's. My latest book, Shadows at Sundown, is doing really well. And I'm super excited about it because it's my first novel. It centers around a Black couple that actually encounters a sundown town. And, I don't want to tell too much about the story. You just have to figure out, you have to find out for yourself. But definitely just follow me on my website, and also my email is caribbeanpoetry@gmail.com.
Amen. Amen. Well, we have caller number 5 in queue. Caller number 5, if you would state your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, please. My tribal name is Huni Bakatun, and my pen and stage name is Master, Top Measured Man Haru. My spiritual daughter, I tell you, you never cease to amaze me. Honors to your special honored guest with the spoken word and all the inspirational things I have heard so far tonight. I got a few confessions, even though I have a show coming up tomorrow. But I'm going to take time to share something, and I'm going to dedicate it, especially for our children. And this is it was actually penned way back in 1991 when I was brought to another level of consciousness, even though it wasn't about me. Back then, it's not about me even today, but it's about especially our children to see how far we have failed so far, not only as the original beings of this planet, but just failed for any and everything, So even though I've been a part of this ministry for well over 39 years, I have to even go even harder for the next fiscal year. Okay? So I'm going to take time to share spoken word and all of that. Poetry is really the foundation for many of us that consider themselves rap artists, even though I was there during the golden age, or actually now it's the golden age of hip-hop. And this was penned way back. Originally it was called Mentally Disturbed, and I'm thinking about putting it back out. Listen to the mindset I had, even by my personal, straight from the South, homeland of the cross burners, the magic man is speaking with kind of shine light on the unkind. So disagree on how to win or to run mine, but I'm outspoken, gotta say what I feel. DJ last for me try to sink at the top, break them over. And amazing about what's happening in this day and time is I look at the state of ignorance our people have been in for such a long time for us to break that. And even though I was considered a racist way back then, and sometimes with some of the subjects that I covered in my come off being, there's nothing racist or hateful about it. It's time for our people to turn the focus back towards ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with being universal and loving and doing all the things that we as a people are naturally at. And that's what we are, soul people. But too many of our people have not only given up on life as we know it, but we have to get back focused, because nothing on this earth can ever be right until the first original children of this planet get our minds and our souls back. We have to take the planet back, and the key word is take. Okay? So I definitely want to take time to share that with you.
Amen. Well, I thank you for sharing with me on tonight, and I want to encourage the listeners to call back in tomorrow night, because Brother Hooney will be on live tomorrow night, and he like to come on and try to sneak off without accolades. But y'all, the man, Brother O, kind of touched on his accolades, Jerry's, but Brother O, can you do his?
Of course, world, we love all of you. And of course, this young man has been exceptional. And 18 and 2020. Angela, I'm telling you, it's wonderful for you to be able to let me do this. The other ones ever win a fact hunts. Has ever been in Communications Host of the Year. The 2020 International Radio Hall of Fame Broadcasting and Shrining, but in Exceptional Excel Seats. The 2022 International Net Radio Hall of Fame Lifetime Achiever, the outstanding Magic Man Haroon. We rock a tune.
Wow. Wow. Well, y'all, I tell you, I have truly, truly had an amazing night. I am always at awe, and I'm always humbled whenever I can bring individuals on to share their journey, to purpose, whatever they're doing. Your purpose may not look like the next person's purpose, but we all have purpose, and that's what I want everybody to understand. So I love bringing individuals on to share their journey to purpose.
Again, but I'll go on. This is keep up a little bit. But I'm gonna come on you and go deep.
Oh, you can't hear me?
To our wonderful doctors, thank you so much for you being a part of what we do on a constant basis, and that is to learn, live, and uplift people. We're here to touch people and change people.
I don't know what's going on with this system tonight.
And yes, doctor from the great island of St. Croix, we will be talking. We have to talk because it's so important for all of us to be able to engage, because time is tight. Time is tight, y'all. We must give our excellence now, right now. We have no time to play games because the Almighty will not allow us to do that. We have to do it right now, right now. We have to uplift people and change people right now. There is no time for play. You know what I mean? Because we have a new day. And I do believe that the Almighty God has given us the ability to be able to help people along the way. Like Queen Mother says all the time, breathe answers. That is aiders, not helpers. We don't have no time to help folks. We must aid them. And I want to thank, the wonderful doctors tonight. And, of course, I want you to have final thoughts. Carrie, I want you to do it first. The final thoughts tonight is wonderful evening.
They got a bootleg system. I don't like that, man, because they keep kicking me off. I don't like that. I never got kicked off this many times during a show. I never got kicked off this many times.
Welcome.
It's crazy.
Talk to you. Enter your PIN followed by the pound key. If you are not, you are joining the online studio. Your line is muted. Only the host can unmute your line. Raise your hand using *2 so the host knows when you want to speak. Conference muted. Recording started.
And for our great
Kahuna.
That's right, Kahuna. I want to outstanding job tonight, and usually we always start each of the lifetime right here on the Word and Only W Nation. But again, we're not giving that person any glory. We're not going to say, his undoubtable name. We overcome the world. Your final thoughts.
The thought is really about the action. I have a hashtag that has started to take on like wildfire called actionable deliverables. And I'm going to say it again. Actionable deliverables. Many times we may speak of things, but when we refer to things in our podcast, Speaks, it's that you're doing something, that
you're living the word, that you're authentically in accordance with even tonight's theme of being intentional about our purpose and keeping that flame, that energy lit, and keeping the fire really moving forward. So a lot of my closing thoughts are in that vein. And as I had shared before, in person will hear me speak of Chats for Life, because we're always highlighting culture, healing, art, technology, and spirituality for life, inspiration, freedom, and edification. Some persons may say education, but we add a little extra, a little niche, so that we can really find that inner strength and really reach far into our creative, infinite source to keep our spirit strong, regardless of the things that distract us. And as we started, and as we were hearing our beloved sister queen, visionary like no other, Angela, share this night, we were also giving reverent acknowledgement, praise, and recognition to the Honorable Dr. Nikki Giovanni. So I definitely would be remiss. I started to read it earlier, but I was asked to just read one of my own pieces. But if I may, and if there's time, I just think it's important that our listeners relive and hear a little portion of ego tripping. Is that amenable to you, brother?
Please. It's not only amazing that you're doing that. Before you start to read, this week has been dedicated to Dr. Nikki Giovanni. What touched me about her, young lady, is her interview with Muhammad Ali when she was a young lady. She's still beautiful in her time, till the time she passed away. But I saw the beauty in her and her red afro when she interviewed, the great Muhammad Ali. And it really endeared me to her more likely than ever before. Read to that point.
Wow. You gave me some chills for a second. I would like to encourage our listeners to, every once in a while, you might want to look for a sister queen by the name of Lillias White. She's an award-winning songstress and actress. People may remember her from Sailor the musical because she played the role of Sailor's mother, Queen Mother Funmilayo Fransuguti. And there's a version of Ego Tripping where she actually sings this particular piece so that we don't just get caught in just the word portion, but hearing the rhythm. I was born in the Congo. I walked to the Fertile Crescent and built the Sphinx. I designed a pyramid so tough that a star that only glows every 100 years falls into the center, giving divine, perfect light. I am bad. I sat on the throne drinking nectar with Allah. I got hot and sent an ice age to Europe to cool my thirst. My oldest daughter is Nefertiti. The tears from my birth pains created the Nile. I am a beautiful woman. I gazed on the forest and burned out the Sahara Desert with a packet of goats and a change of clothes. I crossed it in 2 hours. I am a gazelle, so swift, you can't catch me. For a birthday present when he was 3, I gave my son Hannibal an elephant. He gave me Rome for Mother's Day. My strength flows ever on. My son Noah built new ark, and I stood proudly at the helm as we sailed on a soft summer day. I turned myself into myself and was Jesus. Then intoned my loving name. All praises, all praises. I am the one who would save. I sold diamonds in my backyard. My valves deliver uranium. The filings from my fingernails are semi-precious jewels. On a trip north, I caught a cold and blew my nose, giving oil to the Arab world. I am so hip,
I am so hip, even my errors are correct. I sailed west to reach east and had to round off the earth as I went. The hair from my head thinned, and gold was laid across 3 continents. I am so perfect, so divine, so ethereal, so surreal. I cannot be comprehended except by my permission. I mean, I can fly like a bird in the sky. Dr. Hickey Giovanni, he goes through things.
Yes.
And
Yes.
fire
You know,
her from the 60s.
You know, the late 60s when she came on, you know, she always said she started in 68. And, you know, right during the Black Power movement. I want to say something to you before I let you go. I'm going to mine goes to time to pay these bills to the sponsors. This young lady you heard reminds me of a young lady who's historic on this network. Her name is Sylvia L. Blaylock. And this young lady, her spirit is similar to Sylvia. I know Jerry Petito and Steve McClellan knows what I'm saying, including Angela. The power in the spoken word. I'm going to tell my big sister that is a Californian like I am about you tomorrow. I'm going to say, girl, there's a young lady that is your kindred spirit. Sounds just like you, but is you. Because, you know, may you rise, you great grace, uplift you at this time. And of course, until Rosie time, what can I say? It's a great, great opportunity for everybody around the world. And we have to retool because rebuilding affords no such luxury. Let's be the beacon of light that shines on the world. That is Beverly Nation. Tomorrow night we come back on this outstanding network with a man and a plan. His name is Vincent Murdoch. We have a satellite network. He is the WBNN Liggins Host of the Year with the Study Griffin Award. And he's amazing. You get a chance to call into My Precious Network, please do that. 8 o'clock Eastern Daylight Time, and then also Standard Time around the world. And of course, tomorrow night we have another outstanding young man. His name is Tony Vakatuni. We already aforementioned his great, great accomplishment. But tomorrow night, we will wear you an award-winning show. 9:30 Eastern Daylight Time on the one and only Beverly Nation. I really challenge the 2 doctors who were invited by Answer Thompson tonight to call into all of our shows. Because you're going to feel the magic, the love, and the grandeur that is in our network since 2013. WBNN's advertising goes in time multimedia. Pinterest, Google, Instagram, and X. Or there's Twitter, or WBNN goes to your Facebook. Any comments, suggestions, so I want for program tonight, language with my&gmail.com. I am your mother and father's favorite producer, Dr. Olabelli Malay, where you go to saying good night and good luck. To all the folks that have been on Force Radio that support us on a constant basis. And now to exceptional accolades. The 2023 WBNN Communications Host of the Year with the Anna Gardella Award for Excellence for the wonderful Excelsior. The 2023 International Area Hall of Fame Broadcasting Enshrining. The young lady from Anderson, South Carolina. The one and only Anderson Thomas.
Well, I want to thank everyone that tuned in on tonight. I truly, truly appreciate you. I want to thank my amazing guests for stopping by and sharing with us. They could have chose to be anywhere, but they chose to be right here with me on the WBNN Walking in Purpose with Angela, live from Lagos, Nigeria. Y'all, please join me back here in 4 weeks. Y'all, we'll do it all over again every 4 weeks right here on Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. I am live. So make sure you mark your calendar, set your alarm, whatever you have to do. Please join me back here in 4 weeks. I love you guys. I appreciate you. And guess what? Ain't nothing you can do about it. Tune in tomorrow. Catch my big brother, Huni Bakatoon. I love y'all. Be blessed. That's it, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. See, everywhere we go, it's always some technical difficulties. It's not just on the Crew Podcast. It's always something somewhere, everywhere we go. I always be mindful that the enemy is always at work. He's always at work, no matter where you go. It wasn't no technical difficulties here on our particular network, but we had some over on I kept getting kicked out. But y'all, I enjoyed the show. I thank Dr. Chinchira for being a part of it, and Dr. Carey. I truly, truly enjoyed it. Y'all have a great night.